Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Monday. Today we're talking about something you may not have known your Crested Gecko could do, and it seems there is a lot of confusion and misconceptions about this, and this is how to fire up your Crested Gecko. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why they fire up, how to fire them up, and some things like that, because I'm still getting comments on the original video that I posted on August 23rd, 2018. So 2 years later, I'm still getting people who are confused about what it means and if it's bad or not for your gecko and a bunch of things like that. I thought we would clear this up today and we go over it and make it one nice video so nobody's confused. So before we even talk about firing up, we got to kind of determine what it is. What does it mean and how does it happen? So firing up, or being fired up, as you've heard, means your gecko is in its most colorful, vibrant form that it'll be in. The pattern's the most bright, it's just colorful. It's the most vibrant it'll be. And then on the opposite end, when someone says, hey, my gecko's fired down, that means it's in its most pale, kind of drab, less colorful form. And obviously your gecko can be anywhere in the spectrum, any time of day. So could be fired up, could be fired down, somewhere in the middle. It's simply a way to determine or kind of describe how your gecko is looking. Saying it's fired up would mean it's very colorful. Fired down is the opposite. So it's pretty simple. Being fired up, a lot of people assume that means something like being angry or being stressed. Oh, my gecko's fired up. He's really angry or stressed, but has nothing to do with any sort of gecko emotions. It was simply talking about color, and that is it. One of the most common questions on that old video is, why do they fire up, and is being fired up stressing them out? And a lot of people think this is true, and it's completely not true. Being fired up means that they're just colorful. It has nothing to do with gecko feelings or gecko emotions. And there's a lot of guesses on why geckos fire up. There isn't really any ones that are super solid. Some people think it has to do with mating, or maybe being seen better at nighttime, or it's just environmental changes. I believe it just has to do with the environmental changes that they experience at night, and they simply color up. Now, the two biggest factors that go into them firing up is humidity and lighting. And these are the two biggest ones that play a role in them being either fired down or fired up. It has nothing to do with stress. And now a lot of you are saying, oh, whoa, maybe it means they are stressed out. How do you know? Well, here's a good test if you don't believe me that it has nothing to do with stress. Take your gecko, right? Look at it during the day, okay? Now, it may be fired up during the day depending on where it is, so this may not work. But take your gecko out during the day, look at it, right? Put it away, come back at nighttime and look at it again. Or better yet, come back at nighttime, missed it, and then check it 15 minutes later. I guarantee it'll pretty much look different. And so if you're telling me that your gecko is fired up and that means it's stressed out, but it's just sitting in its cage with some mist in there, it doesn't make any sense that it would be stress related, right? So that's an easy way to tell. It's nothing to do with stress. Lighting and humidity are the two main factors. So just trying to reiterate that it's nothing stress related, because a lot of people think that, and that is not true. Now you say, Sam, this is all fine and dandy, but why does it even matter what color my gecko is if it's fired up or fired down? And the reason it matters is for two main reasons, actually. Well, one, if you want to see the most vibrant colors that your gecko has, just because you like your gecko, that's obviously a pretty valid reason. But also, if you are buying or selling your gecko, it is good to know what it looks like fired up, because that's how 99% of geckos are sold, is in their fired up form. When you go buy a gecko from pretty much any of the big breeders, they're all going to be fired up in the photos. Why? Because it shows their most vibrant colors. You wouldn't want to advertise a gecko that's fired down, like say it's brown fired down, but in reality fired up it's red, because a lot of reds look brown or pale when they're fired down. So obviously if you see a bright red gecko, you're more inclined to buy it. The same thing goes with if you were selling your gecko. Obviously you'd try and show them off in the best form, so you would fire them up. So that's pretty much why it matters. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just if you're buying, selling, or you just want to see what your gecko looks like in its most colorful form. Now, if you're trying to fire your gecko up, you're in luck, because I happen to be pretty good at this, and it's very easy too. So all that you're going to need to fire your gecko up is a dark room, a towel to lay over the cage for 15 minutes, anything that can make it dark, and your spray bottle, some mist, and you can fire your gecko up pretty easily. So the way I like to do it is I'll take a little container, I'll put a piece of paper towel in it, I'll get it nice and moist and mist it, and then I'll put it in the closet or something for 10 to 20 minutes, come back, and your gecko will be fired up. or most of the time. Sometimes geckos are funny and they won't fire up this way, but 99% of the time it works. A lot of times also your gecko will be fired up just at nighttime, just sitting in their cage. Light and humidity are the two main factors though, and when you can combine them together, it works wonders and your geckos will fire up very easily. So once again, just to reiterate, this is nothing to do with stress. It's simply humidity and lighting. If you don't believe me, mist your gecko at nighttime and check on it, and I guarantee it'll be fired up inside of its cage in the least, stressful environment that it could possibly be in. So hopefully this helped you out. If you have any other questions about being fired up or fired down that I didn't cover in this video, please leave a comment down below and I can try and help you out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video is a little late, 2 years later, but anyway, I hope to see you guys next week in my next video, and thank you so much for watching.